Hello, everyone. I am so happy to have a fabulous guest today to be talking about my next book. Now, as you know, we had our very first book that launched in June, and now we're working on our second book, and it's a very special book. And I had to bring some artilleries to make us really good this time. So please let me introduce you, Kirstey Jane. Hi, Kirstey. How are you?
I am awesome. Thank you so much.
So, the book that we're putting together is called Women Talk and Cook. So, yes, it is going to be a cookbook, and it's going to have a very different feel though than just a cookbook. We're going to be talking about our mother's recipes and our mother's life lessons. So, it's going to be really a project of the heart. It's a book that you're going to put your mom, and for some people, it's going to be an aunt or a grandma, or we all have that different special female in our life that we actually at one point or another cooked with, and it's left us with incredible fuzzy loving feeling memories. So that's the idea behind the book. And of course, doing a book like this, one of the number one things in a book, in a cookbook, is the photography, because I want this book to be absolutely beautiful. We have fans already. He just cannot help himself. And okay, we're videotaping Luke, okay? He's a ham. He comes by it honestly. And so yeah, so in a cookbook, the pictures are extremely important. And Kirstey is an amazing photographer. For those of you who follow me on Facebook, you have seen my most recent profile picture. It is stunning. She has captured the essence of me, and I just adore the picture. And you're so talented at this. So let's talk about you now that we know a bit about the book. Oh, and by the way, if you're interested in the book, we still have some room. We have just started putting it out there for people to apply and send in their recipes, and we'll give you some more information on this later. But I want to talk to our amazing photographer. So how long have you been doing pictures and photography?
Um, Showing my age, about 28 years.
Wow. That's amazing. And so what's your specialty when, like, what do you prefer taking pictures of?
Probably people. I've always been a people photographer. I mean, I do all types of things, and when work comes in, you put your creativity and your flair to it. But people are the biggest thing because they have so much depth. And for me, photography is all about connection. It's just it's something that I use to connect with others. I'm a very deep person, so I like to find out what's underneath. And amazing things happen when you point a camera in someone's face. Massive insecurities come out, and it becomes more of it's almost like therapy. I get really close to people very quickly just through this work. But I love the transformation process of taking usually someone that hates having their picture taken, because not many people enjoy the process unless you're a professional model, and really showing them who they are. That's what I use my camera for, is to help them see the parts of them that they don't see, because we're really hard on ourselves. In general, we look in the mirror and we're always immediately looking for our flaws and how we can best hide that. And my job is actually to find the good things about you and pull those out, because you're doing enough beating up of yourself anyway. So yeah, it's that whole transformation. Something, it's seeing potential in something and turning it into something, a better version of itself. And for me, that is with people.
So what do you do to, like, I mean, I'm comfortable in front of a camera. Like, I mean, there's sometimes the result I'm like, oh God, that needs to be photoshopped. But I'm still comfortable because I can have fun with it. Like, even video, I like it. I love it. It energizes me. But I see it over and over. A lot of people, it does not energize them, and they kind of like. So what do you do? Like, what do you do to relax people, to really bring out that best out of them?
For me, it's connection. I mean, what I'm doing is, I was just talking about this yesterday actually. What I'm doing is validating to the person in front of me what I see about them that's brilliant. So, if I say to you, oh my God, Bridget, you look beautiful beautiful today. Look at you, see that you're smiling already, right? And that's what happens the minute that you start to compliment people. It's either embarrassing because you're kind of like, oh my god, because you don't have good self-esteem and it's really hard to accept a compliment, and so many people have that in general because you feel like you're bragging or anything like that. But if you think about it, it's kind of like, you know, like I likened it to the Casanova, who is very good at you know, alluring people, because what they're doing is they're pointing out the beautiful things about you and, you know, showing them back to who you are. So I'm being a mirror to the person in front of me, but instead of showing you the ugly things that you're looking for, what I'm doing is reflecting back the things that I see that are great. So while you're sitting there, you know, worried about your big nose or your bald spot or your, you know, your muffin top or your pimply face or whatever it is, that's what you're thinking, going, oh my God, you're going to put this camera on me and like stare at me and everything. All I'm thinking is, oh my God, like you've got a brilliant laugh, or we've totally, you know, you've got a great jawline, or we so have to get your personality on camera. We're so busy being insecure and freaking out about what you look like. You're not noticing how funny you are. That's what I want to capture. So I think, you know, I quickly get to that immediately. I'm looking for those things because I don't want to give people pictures where they look ugly and horrible, because then they'll never show their pictures, and that's not good for my work.
No, that would not be.
Right? Be proud of. So it's in my nature to always find the good in everybody. I have to do that creatively, and it's who I am as a person as well. It has its downfalls sometimes. I have to
But,
work more as well.
yeah, and I saw you in action. We were just at a speakers retreat in Phoenix with Jacqueline McClanahan, and it was amazing. I mean, you clicked like 200 pictures in like a day and a half or something like that.
But 200 people, it was more like 2,500 pictures. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what. And it was crazy. And you probably took my favorite picture, my favorite picture of myself ever. Like, I really feel you really caught who I am, and that was really cool that you're able to do something like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, if anything, that's probably my skill, my biggest skill, and it's something that you don't go to school and learn. It's something that, you know, it's only recently I've really got to the bottom of what that is, because, you know, when people look at my work, they're like, wow, the one thing that seems to be in common is people say you always manage to capture the soul of this person. Like, I've known this person for 30 years and you just totally picked up like their energy and their soul and, you know, all that stuff I couldn't have known without knowing them before. And I don't know where that came from. I don't know if that's life experience. It's just part of who I am. I just kind of apply that to anything I do. Really.
Yeah, and it was amazing. I mean, oh my gosh, you were so busy. Did you even eat when you were there?
I actually lost weight. That was good. Yeah, no, I did. I had good people around me, so they were feeding me, just, you know, run off every now and again. But no, it was full on for some of the 3 days.
Very cool. So, have you done food photography before?
I have, yeah.
Very cool. So let's talk a little bit about the process of how we're going to create our cookbook.
Yeah.
So we will have 60 to 70 people, 70 recipes in our book. And then what we want to do is we're going to have a party where everybody's going to come and we're going to try the recipe. That's a good thing about being in the book. You're going to get to try all the recipes. And then we're going to have to do the pictures. So how are you going to work that? What kind of lighting are you going to use? What's the feel behind the book? How is it going to look? Tell me a little bit about how, and tell our potential chefs in the book how we're going to do it.
Well, if we look at what this book is about and who's writing it and who you are, that's where it stems from. Because I think, you know, if somebody just says, oh, we need to photograph food, the most obvious thing to do is to go in a studio where there's perfect lighting, make it look perfect.
Are you saying I'm not perfect?
Your words. I said nothing.
I am so perfectly imperfect and loving it.
What I meant was the whole point of this book is all about soul, right? It's about storytelling. It's about history. It's about I can't think of the word, legacy. So, you know, it's people's moms, people's grandmas, people's aunts who had these phenomenal recipes that these people can remember through their whole lives, and they have learned the recipes themselves, and then maybe pass those on to their families love them. It's a whole legacy idea. So putting really stark, boring pictures of food on there really isn't telling a story. And photography is really all about storytelling. And it's, you know, we've always said, you know, a picture tells 1,000 words. So, you know, we've got a recipe in there, we've got the story behind the recipe, and then we want to have, you know, the finished product that shows the love and the care and the commitment that went into this. So, you know, my thoughts on this is that it should feel very, very natural, very earthy, in, you know, using daylight, because that's realistically when you would be seeing this food. If this food was presented to you on a plate, you know, and you're going to eat it around these people that you love, it wouldn't be in a studio on a stark white background or anything like that. So I think, yeah, we're going to make it kind of really rustic and homely, and color coordinated and funky. And I want to get some, you know, background pictures of the people that contributed to that. So you guys having fun and what goes on in your family, because
Oh,
you know,
will amuse you, I'm sure.
yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, it's a book about love and support and caring and sharing. So that has to come across in all of our pictures. So I'm excited about this. It's not just a boring food project to me. This is like, how can we incorporate, you know, a touch of this, or maybe there's a little heirloom
You
in
see,
the
you're
back.
so intuitive. Like right away, you got this. You know, I approached you, asking you to take pictures for my cookbook, and you told you, and right away you completely understood what it was about, how it needed to be done, and you know, I'm so glad I listened to my gut feeling, and asked you to do this because I think it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I'm thrilled. I'm really excited. So thank you. Thank you for asking me.
Oh, it's going to be so fun. So, and then you're going to put me to work, aren't you? Because then we're going to have a party where everybody's going to try the food and sample it. And then the next day, we're going to work. And how are we taking the pictures?
I have no idea.
We're going to, sorry, I just got to adjust my mic.
The idea is this is a lot of food that we have to get
Ooh.
shot. You know, there has to be a process. We're going to be having lots of different backgrounds for different foods. So we might have like 10 different basic layups, and then around that, each dish will be kind of individually presented. So whether the style of that dish or the background of that dish comes from the dish it's presented in, or whether it's things that are in the background, or whether it's a color scheme or so on. But I'm going to come to your party because I want to meet all the people that are cooking. Because again, like I don't like to sound too woo-woo, because I'm generally not that kind of person. But as a realist, I really do pick up on people's energy, and I think that's probably part of why I do what I do, because I instantly connect with people. I have a sense of who they are. I can feel the feeling behind what they're doing. So when I get to meet them and they're showing me their recipes, that helps me to get a feel for the look that we're going to do the following day. So when they all come off and they're delivering their food, and we're working like a kind of what do you call it? Brain's gone right now. You know, like a production line.
Yeah, yeah.
Missing, you know, it's gonna be somebody cooking, someone presenting. We'll put it down. We'll like make it. So, yeah, that's kind of how I see it. There's a lot going on, but yeah, we'll have an entire day of shooting.
And the other thing we want to do in this too is we're going to get people to bring, if they have an heirloom. And I just got somebody new in the book, a good friend of mine, Eileen Head, and she has a handwritten recipe book. And I thought, oh my gosh, like putting that beside the dish kind of thing, as a, like that kind of stuff, right? Like it will be so cool.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, I'm excited. And that's why I like doing this, because it's creative. So I like getting my head in there and coming up with something really cool. So
Yeah, to make it look cool. I'm excited to see what people are going to come up with heirlooms. And if we're able to actually use everything they bring.
Hey, it's going to be appropriate.
You just never know what you're going to get.
There might be a way of doing, you know, like when people do cameo appearances on movies, you're not supposed to know they're there. We could do like secret subtle things. You wouldn't, it's like, where's Waldo? You wouldn't know it was there unless you're looking. So I don't know.
It's gonna be so much fun. And I'm gonna be your assistant for the day when we do all these pictures. So I'm gonna, you know, I'm a foodie. I love cooking, baking. I am the kitchen gadget queen. Like I have cupboards full of gadgets, and I love taking pictures of my food. Not that I'm a photographer, but I just think, like I have a rule in my house: you're not allowed to touch my food until I've made it look beautiful.
Oh, right.
Like,
don't touch my food, it's mine. Like
no, not the food in my plate, but you know when I'm making food and people want to sample it, it's like back away from the kitchen. right now. I remember, I got to share this story. My mother-in-law, she's passed away now, but she was over for a visit, and I made a cornbread. And that recipe is just sensational. It's so good. Everybody loves it. And everybody knows my rule. Like, until my table is set and it all looks beautiful, you do not touch my food, because it's important to me that you feel the food with your eyes before you eat it, because it does make it taste better. That's my belief.
You take it all in with your senses. That's the whole point, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I do these pictures. I want them to make your mouth water. Like, when you be excited about wanting to go out and make it.
Yeah, you look at it. So anyway, here I turn around, and there, that my sister-in-law and my wife are killing themselves laughing, and I turn around, and there she is sitting at the table, just wolfing down the bread with butter on it. She just could. She goes, "This is too good. I just cannot wait." And that's the cool thing about a recipe book, is we all have these stories around food. As women, I find that it brings us together. Most of us, whether you like cooking or not, you have had to cook at some point in your life, whether it's, as a kid, helping your mom, grandma, whatever. And then once you have kids, or cooking for your husband, we've all had to, and some people hate it, but I think most women do like it somewhat.
Again, it's always a connection, right? Everybody is, whether they're not cooking, or they're cleaning and clearing, or they're talking about it, or they're having a glass of wine while they're cooking. And it's a big thing, actually. One thing I really noticed, obviously I'm not, I am Canadian, actually. I am a Canadian citizen, but I'm not from here originally. And
I would have never guessed.
No. So being from the UK, where we have very small houses, everything is usually in small rooms. So the kitchen is one room, the lounge is another room, and so on and so on. And when I came here, the biggest thing that I noticed was that everything was so open plan. And the first house that we ever bought, was, I realized that you spend all the money on making the living room so beautiful and everything, but nobody will ever sit there. We just all sit in the kitchen around the island, because whoever's preparing, nobody wants to leave them, and it's so open, so everybody would join in. It's like you all got a glass of wine, and everyone's just in the kitchen. And that was just such a really weird concept for me to grasp when I first came here. And I know that now, like, that's the first place everyone's going to go. So I think that's why people spend so much money on the kitchens here, because that's where everybody is. It's around the food.
Yeah, I have an island, and I've had, probably too many parties to count. And it's always in the kitchen. Always. Everybody, like, we have lots of chairs everywhere, but somehow everybody ends up, like, we've had sometimes like 35 people, and everybody's crowded around the island, and talking and eating. And
totally, yeah. I think
so
as well, it's just something to hold and grab, the food and the drink and everything. So even if you don't know anyone, you can comment on the food and smile and stuff, and get the conversation going.
So this is going to be an odd question, maybe a bit, and maybe it's not. So if somebody is trying to decide what recipe they want to use, do you have any advice as far as the photography side of things?
Yeah, only in that. I mean, I think for me, it is the cookbook, so it has to be like visually appealing. So if somebody was saying, well, I love my baked bean hash or something, it's a great family favorite, but I'm not sure whether to do that, or the poached salmon with the hollandaise sauce and asparagus. I think my initial thing would be, well, if the story is super, super strong and funny and entertaining about the baked bean hash, then let's go with it. But if the story isn't really all that, then let's go with what's more visually pleasing, because, seeing beautiful pink salmon and dark green asparagus and yellow hollandaise sauce or whatever, that is like, the visual for that is really mouth-watering. So I think you kind of got to, weigh up between what's the story, and, and if an 8-year-old was writing about their mum's favorite thing they ever did is baked bean hash, well, what a great story, and a great picture would probably be the baked bean hash on the table with the sauce bottle, and kid, just like your son just did in the background, like just grinning behind the food. I mean, that would just be an awesome picture, because you'd get a sense of what that was, and it would look delicious. So
as a matter of fact, I think we've talked about this, my wife and I think I want my kids to do a recipe.
Yes, you must. That'd be awesome.
It may end up a peanut butter wrap, or actually Nutella wrap. That's my son's favorite. But yeah, I think it would be a fun little twist.
Totally. Yeah.
So if your recipe is really attached to your story, then use that one. But if it's not, so then go for something. Like if the recipe is not crucial to the story, then pick something that's colorful. Would that be a fair statement?
So yeah, something that's visually appealing that would really make me want to try it. It's gonna be mouthwatering. Yeah.
And so when we put the dish together for the picture,
Mm.
are we wanting people to have the carrots and the sauce and like actually make your plate, or just the recipe? Like let's say meatloaf, for example, somebody's recipe is a meatloaf.
Then I
Would we
think
want,
bring right. So
sorry?
then the meatloaf they can make and bring that because it's like one solid thing, and then we can be decorating that with garnishes, or we might put an accompaniment with it, or if they've got an accompaniment, we can put that together and dress the dish. If somebody was doing something, let's say it was brunch, and it was just baked beans and eggs and waffles and stuff like that, obviously it's something we need to cook fresh there and then. So whether that's you cooking it according to their recipe, or whether they're coming over and cooking it and bringing it over for us. I mean, I think we've got to be really flexible in our thinking. We've got to be practical in terms of time and making things work. But I think if someone's got something super fresh, maybe it was a smoothie or something like that. I don't know. That's something you just got to do like on the hop. So I guess it would be, if they've got the time to come and do that and want to be part of the process, great. If not, give us the recipe and we'll do it.
And we'll do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Wonderful. Well, I am so looking forward to doing this. I think it's going to be an amazing time. It's going to be fun working with you. It's going to be fun watching you doing this and seeing you being all creative.
Yeah,
And
it's gonna be good.
so for anyone interested in wanting to be in the book, I'm going to show you the information right now. So you just go to, well, actually this one does not have our website. We'll be posting the information anyway, but you go to www.womentalk.ca/books. And on there you will find the application to be in our book. Go ahead and fill out the application. That does not obligate you to be in the book. We will pick the recipe and the stories that we all mesh together the best, and then we'll let you know, and then you can say yes or no. To be in the book, you will have to commit to buying 40 books at cost. And right now it's looking like the cost is going to be $12.50 to $13.50 per book. But then the good news is you will have 40 books that are worth $25. So you can turn around, sell your book, and actually make money. Or you can be like me, give your cookbook to every single person you know. So thank you very much for talking with me today, Kirstey.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you.
And we will see you soon.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Bridget. Cheers.